ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే దే ఆర్ మేకింగ్ దిస్ హోల్ థింగ్ ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పినట్టు ఇరాక్ వార్ టైంలో జార్జ్ డబ్ల్యూ బుష్ మేడ్ ఏ స్పెసిఫిక్ ఎఫర్ట్ టు మేక్ ష్యూర్ Muslims around the world don't believe that this is a war between Christianity and Islam. Mosque killadu, he prayed with them, and then he repeatedly said, hey, this is not war against Islam. Whereas mana P.T. Hegseth garu, so he has this
evaded capture for more than a day, scaling rugged ridges while one downed airman evaded capture for more than a day, scaling rugged ridges while hunted by the enemy. When he was finally able to activate his emergency transponder, his first message was simple and it was powerful. He sent a message, God is good. In that moment of isolation and danger, his faith and fighting spirit shone through. You see, shot down on a Friday, Good Friday, hidden in a cave, a crevice, all of Saturday, and rescued on Sunday. Flown out of Iran as the sun was rising on Easter Sunday. A pilot reborn, all home and accounted for, a nation rejoicing.
I mean, people don't understand how dangerous that kind of a bullshit talk is. I don't know. ఇప్పుడు మన ఆడియన్స్ వచ్చేసి తెలుగులో చెప్తున్నాం కాబట్టి మోర్ దెన్ 90% హిందూస్ ఉంటారు. అందులో చాలా మందికి ఈ క్రిస్టియానిటీ వార్ బిట్వీన్ ఇస్లాం అండ్ గోయింగ్ బ్యాక్ టు ద డేట్స్ ఆఫ్ what's the word I'm looking for?
The Crusades.
The Crusaders. Yeah, going back to the days of the Crusaders. ఇప్పుడు even that's a very coded language, and now he's calling that guy who was rescued, equating him to Jesus. And then Pete Hegseth said also this. He compared press to he compared press to Pharisees. So this is even more
Urge this new
signaling.
regime to choose wisely. We urge this new regime to choose wisely. Speaking of choosing wisely, a note to the press corps, to the American media, as I just can't help but notice the endless stream of garbage, the relentlessly negative coverage. You cannot resist peddling, despite the historic and important success of this effort and the success of.
Anyway, I don't want to play the whole thing, but I will tell you the essence of it. And he was basically calling, let me see, I will read the thing. You see, the phrase is the so-called and self-appointed elites of their time were there to witness, to write everything down, and to report against what is happening, like Jesus going around and preaching, right? But their hearts were hardened even though they witnessed a literal miracle. It didn't matter to them. They were only there to explain away the goodness in pursuit of their agenda. As the passage ends, the Pharisees went out and immediately held a council against him, plotting how they might destroy him being Jesus. Now, who's Jesus here?
Trump.
Press is critical of Trump, and this asshole, our defense secretary, calling press Pharisees and Trump as Jesus. Paula White called him Jesus. Trump himself called himself Jesus. And this MFR calls Trump Jesus. And then the Holy Father himself, like, I mean, I'm saying in a reverence, not like mocking tone, the Pope. Well, I may not believe in religion. I may not practice any religion, but I have respect for Pope. I have respect for anybody who preaches a religion they believe in without committing any violence or hypocrisy or anything. Do I trust these evangelical Christian preachers? Absolutely not. The moment they voted for this guy, or they're telling you to vote for this guy, they have no moral core. So my whole point here in bringing this up is there is a danger element and there is an absurd element. You know where I'm going with this, right? Like, first of all, let me pause there before we go to the absurd element. Murali garu.
It is dangerous. He is serving a warning. It felt like he was serving a warning to the press. The tone that he was using.
He always
So-
uses that tone with
No.
press.
See, there is a theory called tyranny of the lesser mortals. Like that all comes from insecurity. And Pete Hicks said nobody cared for him, nobody respects, everybody thinks he's the least qualified Secretary of Defense. So he tries to exert his authority in how he says these things, because in his own mind he's trying to overcome his shortcomings. So we should not pay attention to that. Like whatever tone he takes, he's a useless piece of whatever he is. Ignore it. The thing I want to remind them is there is only one other head of state in the present, whatever 208 countries that are there, that compares himself to a god, and that's Trump's love letter boy, Kim Jong-un. So no other head of state in the world, even including theocracies, compares themselves to an incarnation of God other than Kim Jong-un.
You sure about Modi?
Modi said he's extraterrestrial. He didn't say he was God, so that's different, slightly different. So even Theokru, Khomeini, and all of these are like they're just mullahs. None of them claim to be God, even in theocracies, right? Even all these kings in Middle East, nobody had the audacity to say they were God or incarnation of God. The only people doing it, like I said, is the Trump and his acolytes right now. Nobody else. So do you think that this fits into this whole big larger picture of making America a Christian nation? That's And not that going
Mm-hmm.
they to happen. consider this a holy war.
They're trying.
That will be their downfall. They can try,
Yeah.
and that is their downfall.
Yeah, Subbaragar, he wanted to make some points. And Subbaragar, go ahead.
ఆన్ లైటర్ నోట్, మేమేమో ప్రభు రెండో రాక కోసం ఎదురు చూస్తూ ఉంటే మా ప్రభు వస్తే మీరు మా ప్రభు క్రిటిసైజ్ చేస్తే ఎలాగండి? ఒకసారి మీరు పాపులందరూ కలిసి ఆయన చంపేశారు, ఆయన కష్టపడి వచ్చాడు ఇంకోసారి, ఇప్పుడు రెండోసారి రానివ్వరా ఏంటి?
ఆయన పాపులు ఆయన మీద పడితే ఈయన పోపుల మీద పడ్డాడు.
అంతే అండి, జస్ట్ ఇది ఒక్కడే
అది నేను ఒక హెడ్డింగ్ అనుకున్నాను నిజంగా. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ మేకింగ్ దిస్ అవుట్. పోపు డబ్బాలో పుచ్చు దినుసులు అందాం అనుకున్నా దీన్ని. మళ్ళీ దాన్ని నన్ను బ్లాస్ఫెమీ అంటారు ఎందుకు వచ్చిందని ఊరుకున్నా. పోపు డబ్బాలో పుచ్చు దినుసులు ఎవరు వీళ్ళు ఎక్సెప్ట్
రైట్ అండి. నేను పని చేసుకుని జస్ట్ ఇది చెప్పడం వచ్చాను.
The thing, a lot of these people support చేసాడు అందరూ, they might be missing is that it doesn't require every single Christian Catholic that supported Trump to turn around from him, right? It requires a small. He only won by 1.5%. They think he keeps saying it's a landslide, and I think they believe he won by a landslide. So the margin is very small, and they don't need to lose that many people for him to lose badly. So until Republicans lose badly, and because Trump always outperforms Republicans, they might be living in some kind of fantasy land. So let them live there, and I don't think. నాకు ఒకటి I used to think this, right? James Carville గెలిచినప్పటి నుంచి he used to say one thing: Democrats పెద్ద ఎక్కువ ఏం చేయవసరం లేదు. This guy is so bad. He will, by his own actions and administration's actions, they will lose horribly. And he's been saying that from before the New Jersey and what was the other election? Virginia elections.
Yeah, I was also saying the same thing, Andy. Yeah.
And his numbers were good. Like everyone, polls and he was showing 8%, 9% చూపిస్తున్నప్పుడు I guarantee that they will win by 15 points or not. They won by 15 points. And he's saying the same thing about Senate. He's like, the Senate is going to be in the Democrats' hands. I think he has, people say that he's old and he lost his edge, but I think his political acumen and instincts are still very intact. And if he's saying that whatever Trump is doing is going to affect them so badly that Democrats will win the Senate too, I think there is a good chance that they will get it. We don't need to be sitting in tension on that. And don't take it for granted, but yeah.
మీరు జేమ్స్ కార్వెల్ గురించి చెప్తున్నారు. హీఈస్ వెరీ ఓల్డ్, బట్ ఆఫ్ లేట్ he has been ranting in a weird way. అంత అవసరం అనిపించేది, నాకే అనిపించేది. I mean, I sometimes rant against Trump with sheer anger గానీ,
Well, he's in his 80s. What is there for it?
he doesn't give a shit. Like,
Exactly.
I mean, he starts something like, yeah, hey, you listen to me. I'm like, you're sitting there and smelling your own parts. Listen to me. And I mean, on some level, నవ్వు వస్తుంది కానీ ఎందుకు బాబు ఇది అవసరం? Like, I know you hate him, but
He says Trump will be not president next year by this time. So let's see.
I am hoping, Andy. I mean,
No, the reason he says that
just
the reason
pass away in the sleep.
The reason, no, he doesn't say he'll pass away. The reason he says it is, this guy is not a fighter. When things get really bad, he will just quit and go away. So that's what he's banking, and I think there is some truth to it. So if the House and the Senate go in a big way towards Democrats, this guy will not have the gumption to fight, because there's no term for him, right? So he'll just pardon everyone, he'll say, hand it over and say, it's your shit show now.
Yeah, well, he will pardon himself. So నేను ఇందాక ఇది పీట్ హెగ్సెత్ డేంజరస్ రెటరిక్ నుంచి అబ్సర్డ్ అన్నాను కదా. సో హౌ కెన్ వి లీవ్ పల్ప్ ఫిక్షన్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ అండి? సో
you should actually play the original Pulp Fiction.
Well, the copyright problems వస్తాయేమో చూద్దాము. ఇంకోటి ఏంటి తెలుసా, ఈ మార్నింగ్ షో, సారీ, మార్నింగ్ జో షోలోది ఒకటి రెండు సార్లు వీడియోలు ప్లే చేస్తే వాడేంటి మార్నింగ్ జో వీడియో న్యూస్ ఐటమే తీసుకుంటాడు. అందులో పెట్టిన న్యూస్ ఐటమే ఎవరో కాపీ చేసి పెడతారు. ఇందులో ఇది ట్విట్టర్లో పెడితే డౌన్లోడ్ చేస్తాం, ఏదో చేస్తాను నేను. దానికి మార్నింగ్ జో వచ్చి ఏది అది ట్రంప్ పబ్లిక్ కామెంట్లే కింద మార్నింగ్ జో అని ఉంటే వాళ్ళు కాపీ రైట్ క్లెయిమ్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఇదో తలకాయ. సో వెన్ ఐ ప్లే దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు మేక్ ష్యూర్ ఈ పల్ప్ ఫిక్షన్ ఇలాంటి మూవీల్లో పే చేసినప్పుడు దెన్ దేర్ విల్ బి ఎ కాపీ రైట్ ఇష్యూ అని చెప్పి. సో పల్ప్ ఫిక్షన్ అంటే చెప్పాలండి, ఐ డోంట్ నో హౌ మెనీ ఆఫ్ యూ ఆర్ ఫ్యాన్స్ ఆఫ్ క్వింటన్ టారెంటినో మూవీస్. ఐ మీన్ రియలీ బ్లాస్ట్. కిల్ బిల్ కానీ పల్ప్ ఫిక్షన్ కానీ ఇలాంటి మూవీస్ చూసిన వాళ్ళకి తెలుసు. Like, the guy is like out and out maverick in making weird movies, and they're all entertaining and very good. Pulp Fiction is one of my favorite movies. Samuel L. Jackson is like really a great character. So anybody who saw Pulp Fiction, you will know. Until recently, I did not even know. I didn't pay attention. I did not even know that ఏంటి చంపటానికి ముందు ఒక బైబిల్ వర్స్ చాలా అథెంటిక్ గా చెప్పి చంపేస్తాడు. నేను ఈ న్యూస్ వచ్చే వరకు నాకు ఐ నెవర్ రియలీ థాట్ హీ వాజ్ నాట్ ఎ రియల్ బైబిల్ వర్స్. మేబీ దట్ గై క్యారెక్టర్ వాజ్ లైక్ బిల్ట్ దట్ అప్. సో పీట్ హెగ్సెత్ at a prayer breakfast in Pentagon with troops in the audience, he cites that fictional Bible verse as a real Bible verse. And that's the setup. Watch this.
So the prayer is CSAR 25:17, and it reads, and pray with me, please. The path of the downed aviator is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of camaraderie and duty, shepherd the lost through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to capture and destroy my brother. And you will know my call sign is Sandy 1 when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
So the prayer is CSAR 25:17.
And then he shoots him. ఇది ఎంత నవ్వుల పాలయ్యాడంటే మంచి అర్థంగా నిజంగా. ఐ మీన్ దిస్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఈస్ ఎనఫ్ ఫర్ హిమ్ టు రిజైన్ అండ్ లీవ్. పీట్ హెగ్సెత్.
If he is a normal person with shame, and you're talking about people who have no shame, so
yeah,
they'll wait to be fired by Trump. That's their thing. You also must have seen the article that came in the New Yorker or Atlantic about our great FBI director getting drunk and sleeping in rooms and every having to bring down
Yeah,
the doors.
I wanted to cover a little bit, but maybe separate video on పెడతానేమో. Our own Indian diaspora సంబంధించిన క్యాష్ పటేల్ గారు, కశ్యప్ పటేల్ గారు హోటల్ రూమ్ లో అట్లా తాగి పడుకుని ఉంటున్నాడంట. వీళ్ళు పొద్దున్నే వెళ్ళి సో దే ఈవెన్ వాంటెడ్ టు ram his door, try to get him out because they thought something might have happened to him. And this is around 11 o'clock in the morning. They couldn't wake him up because he's not picking up the phone, and they needed him. And they went ready to just basically ram the door to get him out. అంత దరిద్రంగా తాగుతున్నాడంట. సో సూజాతానని చెప్పి అట్లాంటిక్ మ్యాగజైన్ సూజాతున్నాడు. సో ఓకే, ఐ థింక్ ఐ విల్ క్లోజ్ విత్ దిస్ వన్ బ్యూటిఫుల్ బిట్ అండి. ఇరాన్ ఈస్ ట్రోలింగ్ విత్ లెగో మూవీ సీక్వెల్ లాగా బ్యూటిఫుల్ మ్యూజిక్. యాక్చువల్గా వాళ్ళ మ్యూజిక్ కూడా, ఐ మీన్ ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ లైక్ మ్యూజిక్ లవర్ లైక్ మీ, ఆ లిరిక్స్ బాగుంటున్నాయి. ఎవరు పాడుతున్నారో మేబీ అది ఏఐ రెండరింగో లేకపోతే నిజంగా ఎవరు చేస్తున్నారో డబ్బులు ఇచ్చి పాడిస్తున్నారో నాకు తెలియదు. కానీ చాలా వచ్చినాయి ఈ లెగో మూవీ వీడియోలు. ఈ పీట్ హెక్స్ అయితే చేసిన మాత్రం హిలేరియస్ ఉంది. ఐ వాంట్ యు టు వాచ్ దిస్. ఐ విల్ ఓన్లీ ప్లే లిటిల్ బిట్ అండి, బట్ మేబీ ఎడిట్ చేసి పెట్టినప్పుడు ఫుల్ పెడతానేమో. లెట్స్ వాచ్ దిస్ వన్ హియర్.
Well, what shall we do with the drunken Hexeth? What shall we do with the drunken Hexeth? What shall we do with the drunken Hexeth? Early in the morning, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises. Early in the morning, he was drinking on the fox set before the showtime. He was drinking on the fox set before the showtime. He was drinking on the fox set before the showtime. Early in the morning, carried at the strip club in his uniform. Carried at the strip club in his uniform. Carried at the strip club in his uniform. Early in the morning. Hey! He denied all the misconduct at the hearings. He denied all the misconduct at the hearings. He denied all the misconduct at the hearings. Early in the morning. Crooked Pulp Fiction as Ezekiel 25:17. Quoted Pulp Fiction as Ezekiel 25:17. Quoted Pulp Fiction as Ezekiel 25:17. Early in the morning. Hey! The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides. Early in the morning, my call sign is Sandy One, not the Lord up above. My call sign is Sandy One, not the Lord up above. My call sign is Sandy One, not the Lord up above. Early in the morning, now he's running the Department of War. Now he's running the Department of War. Now he's running the Department of War. Early in the morning, what shall we do with the drunken Hexeth? What shall we do with the drunken Hexeth? What shall we do with the drunken Hexeth? Early in the morning, put him in the brig till he finds the real Bible. Early in the morning.
బ్యూటిఫుల్ పీస్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్. నేనైతే ఇది మూడోసారి చూస్తున్నా. ఐ స్టిల్ ఎంజాయ్డ్ ఇట్.
They should release it for the Billboard Top 100, and I think it's good.
I Pulp Fiction వచ్చిందంటే this is just
Recent,
like
yeah,
maybe
very
yesterday or
recent.
day before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Pulp
the- and
Fiction
the-
వచ్చి 2 days
and the-
అవుతుంది.
And the best part is that every single one is true. It's not like they're making anything up.
Yeah. By the way, this is put out by Iran.
Hmm.
Iran propaganda. I mean,
నిజం చేత
so
ప్రాపగాండా, నిజం చేత ప్రాపగాండాలు అవుతుంది. They're telling the truth.
that they're telling the truth.